Barcelona's summer took an unexpected turn when their captain's injury story suddenly became a full-blown club controversy. Andre Ter Stegen had gone public about undergoing surgery and an optimistic return timetable, but that initial optimism collided with a legal and administrative reality. The club needed his medical authorization to send details to the league so it could free up salary space and register new players. When Ter Stegen initially refused to sign that consent, Barcelona responded swiftly and publicly, stripping the longtime one of the captain's armband, a move that transformed a private medical matter into a headline that reverberated through the city and across social media. The heart of the dispute was not just about paperwork. It went straight to the tension between personal privacy and the club's urgent financial needs. La Liga's registration and salary rules are strict, and Barcelona, already navigating complicated wage and registration constraints, argued that they needed accurate medical information to designate Ter Stegen as a long-term injured player and free the necessary quota to bring in reinforcements. The goalkeeper's initial reluctance to sign prompted a disciplinary file and stunned many fans who had expected the captain to be a rallying figure while sidelined. That moment exposed the fragile balance between player rights and club imperatives, and for a few dramatic days the captain's relationship with the club felt uncertain and raw. Behind the headlines, there were fast negotiations at the highest level. Reports say the situation cooled only after talks between Ter Stegen and club directors, and following further discussions, the goalkeeper agreed to the necessary paperwork and was restored as captain. That reversal was decisive. It allowed Barcelona to move forward with registrations and also aimed to heal a public rift before it widened into something permanently damaging. The reinstatement didn't erase the headlines, but it did close one chapter of a story that had threatened to distract a team preparing for the season. The sporting consequences were immediate. With the medical situation clarified and league rules applied, Barcelona were able to confirm the long-term absence and proceed to register new signings the club had targeted, shoring up positions the coaching staff identified as priorities. Meanwhile, the goalkeeper room saw concrete moves. The club's plans for backup options were clarified, and the narrative shifted from a what-if-fu to what next for both Ter Stegen and the squad at large. For Ter Stegen personally, the injury timeline and the public dispute introduced fresh urgency. A return timetable now relates not only to club football, but to broader ambitions such as fitness for international duty and the World Cup cycle that looms for all top keepers. Through all this, Ter Stegen's own social updates reflected a player trying to steady the ship. A recent short message from him: a simple "let's go team" read like a captain's attempt to redirect focus to the collective, even as questions about next steps and trust lingered among supporters. The episode will be measured in different ways: by how the club handles internal transparency going forward, by Ter Stegen's recovery and return to form, and by whether this public clash leaves scars in the dressing room or the stand. For fans and neutrals alike, the story stands as an example of how modern football's medical, financial, and legal pressures can collide around a single figure and force a club to make tough public choices looking ahead. The key things to watch are straightforward: Ter Stegen's recovery timeline and fitness checks, how Barcelona manage squad registration windows and wage flexibility, and whether this episode influences transfer plans or loan options for senior players. The captaincy's quick removal and restoration showed how fast tensions can escalate, but it also showed that negotiation and compromise can restore equilibrium. In the meantime, supporters will watch every team update closely, weighing a short Instagram line against weeks of headlines, and wondering if this was a resolved blip or the start of a more complicated next chapter for one of Europe's most scrutinized clubs.